Your inner world has been touched by more than you realize today. Before this moment, your attention passed through many different spaces. It entered rooms carrying conversations that began before you arrived. It moved through the expressions on other people's faces. It listened to hurried voices, unfinished sentences, laughter, complaints, questions, instructions, and opinions. It passed beneath the sound of traffic, music, television, ringing phones, and messages arriving before you had answered the last ones. Your mind touched headlines written to hold your attention. Your eyes moved across photographs of lives arranged to appear complete. Your hands may have reached for a screen during a quiet moment, hoping for rest, only to meet more information, more comparison, more noise, and more reasons to believe that you should already be somewhere other than where you are. You may have entered a conversation feeling peaceful and left it carrying tension you could not immediately explain. You may have listened to someone describe a fear, and afterward that fear continued speaking inside you as though it belonged there. You may have stood near impatience and felt your own body tighten. You may have heard disappointment in another person's voice and begun searching yourself for something you had done wrong. You may have read one careless sentence and carried its tone for hours. You may have watched someone celebrate a new beginning, and instead of feeling inspired, a quiet ache may have appeared. It may have told you that you were late, that time was moving without you, or that another person's arrival meant there was less possibility left for you. None of this makes you weak. It means you are responsive. It means your system listens. It means you are affected by what you repeatedly see, hear, rehearse, and feel. Your inner state is not sealed away from your daily life. It is shaped by what enters your awareness, by what remains unfinished, and by what you continue carrying after the moment itself has ended. A sharp exchange can remain in the shoulders. A worried thought can return each time the room becomes quiet. A difficult look can be replayed long after the other person has forgotten giving it. There may be traces of the day still moving through you now. A task you did not complete. A message you have not answered. A choice you are afraid to make. A conversation you wish had gone differently. A plan that once felt exciting but now feels distant. A promise you made to yourself and postponed again. A small embarrassment that no one else remembers. A moment when you compared your beginning with another person's middle. A moment when you smiled while feeling tired. A moment when you said that everything was fine because explaining the truth felt like too much work. These moments do not disappear merely because the clock moves forward. Sometimes they settle into your inner atmosphere and begin to color the way you see what comes next. One difficult hour can make tomorrow appear difficult before it has even arrived. One rejection can make every unopened door seem locked. One tired evening can persuade you that your whole life has lost momentum. Yet a temporary state is not a permanent identity. What passed through you today does not have to become the place from which you live tomorrow. You are allowed to examine what remains without judging yourself for having absorbed it. You are allowed to look honestly at what has become heavy without turning that heaviness into another reason to criticize yourself. You do not need to prove that you are unaffected. You do not need to pretend that every voice rolled past you without leaving a mark. You can be strong and still be influenced. You can be wise and still become overwhelmed. You can understand the importance of peace and still lose contact with it during a demanding day. You can love people and still feel tired after being near their distress. You can care deeply without carrying every feeling you encounter. You can be compassionate without making your body a permanent home for someone else's storm. Take a quiet inventory now. Not an inventory of mistakes. Not a list of reasons you should have done better. This is an honest look at what your inner world has been asked to hold. Think of the spaces you entered today. Some may have felt easy. Some may have made you feel smaller. Some may have required you to speak carefully, watch closely, or stay prepared. Your body may have understood the atmosphere before your thoughts found words for it. Your jaw may have tightened. Your breathing may have become shallow. Your stomach may have drawn inward. Your shoulders may have lifted as though preparing to protect something tender. You might not have called this a shift at the time. You may have called it getting through the day. You may have called it being responsible. You may have called it staying polite. You may have called it doing what had to be done. Yet your body recorded the difference between ease and strain. It felt the difference between being welcomed and merely tolerated. It felt the difference between listening with love and listening out of fear. It felt the difference between choosing to help and believing you had no right to refuse. It felt the difference between a healthy effort and an effort made from the belief that your worth depended on the outcome. Your deeper mind also noticed the words you spoke to yourself. It heard what you said when something took longer than expected. It heard the private names you used when you made a mistake. It heard whether you treated one delay as a moment or as proof that you always fail. It heard whether you gave yourself room to learn or demanded perfection before taking the next step. It heard each time you dismissed your own progress because it did not look dramatic enough. It heard each time you moved a goal farther away the moment you approached it. The inner voice can become so familiar that its tone begins to seem like truth. A harsh statement repeated for years may sound reasonable only because it has been heard so often. A limiting belief may wear the voice of common sense. A fear may introduce itself as preparation. A habit of expecting disappointment may call itself realism, but familiarity is not proof. Repetition is not wisdom. A sentence can be old without being true. A belief can feel deeply rooted and still be ready to change. The state you have practiced is not the only state available to you. This matters because your inner condition affects what you recognize, what you expect, and what you are willing to receive. When you are filled with strain, even kindness can be difficult to trust. When you have been disappointed repeatedly, a new possibility may feel suspicious. When you have learned to prepare for loss, receiving something good can create discomfort instead of relief. You may say that you want peace while remaining alert for the next disruption. You may say that you want support while feeling uneasy when someone truly helps you. You may say that you want to be seen while hiding the parts of yourself most worthy of understanding. You may say that you are ready for a new chapter while continuing to read yesterday's ending as though it were a warning. This is not hypocrisy. It is conditioning. Your conscious desire may be moving forward while an older protective pattern is still looking backward. One part of you may know that growth is possible. Another part may be asking whether it is safe. One part may feel drawn toward a wider life. Another may remember what happened the last time hope became strong. Both parts deserve compassion. The protective part does not need to be defeated. It needs to learn that the present is not identical to the past. It needs repeated experiences of steadiness. It needs new language. It needs the reassurance that moving forward does not mean abandoning wisdom. It needs to know that openness can exist beside discernment. You are not being asked to trust everything. You are learning to trust yourself. You are not being asked to welcome every person, every offer, or every unknown path. You are becoming available to what supports your wholeness. You are not being asked to ignore danger or silence healthy caution. You are learning the difference between guidance and constant alarm. There is a difference between a quiet inner warning and a mind trained to expect trouble everywhere. One speaks clearly and then becomes still. The other repeats itself endlessly, changing shape each time you answer it. One helps you respond, the other keeps you suspended. Tonight, or in whatever quiet part of the day you have chosen for these words, you do not need to solve every concern. You can begin by separating what is happening now from what your system remembers. You can begin by observing the difference between a present fact and an old expectation. A fact might be that you are waiting for an answer. An old expectation says that silence always means rejection. A fact might be that you made a mistake. An old expectation says that one mistake defines your ability. A fact might be that someone did not understand you. An old expectation says that you will never be understood. A fact might be that progress has been slower than you hoped. An old expectation says that nothing is changing. A fact belongs to the moment. An expectation often belongs to a history. You can honor the fact without surrendering your future to the expectation. This is one way your inner signal begins to become clearer. You stop treating every remembered fear as present guidance. You stop giving every passing mood the authority of a prophecy. You stop assuming that today's tiredness has accurately described tomorrow's capacity. You return to what is true now. You are here. You are breathing. You are listening. You are capable of observing your inner state. You are capable of learning a new response. You are capable of pausing before repeating an old conclusion. You are capable of becoming kinder toward the part of you that once learned to survive by expecting less. What you carried today may include things that were never spoken aloud. Someone's disappointment may have entered the room before they did. A family pattern may have shaped the entire conversation without anyone naming it. An old role may have returned the moment you stood beside a familiar person. You may have become the peacemaker again, the responsible one, the quiet one, the one who understands, the one who does not ask for much, the one who absorbs tension so others can remain comfortable. These roles often begin as intelligent adaptations. They help a young heart remain connected. They help a sensitive person read the room. They help relationships continue when direct truth feels unsafe. They may earn approval, reduce conflict, or create a sense of usefulness. Yes, but a role practiced for a long time can become so automatic that you continue performing it even when the original situation has changed. You may enter every space prepared to manage the feelings of everyone inside it. You may hear another person sigh and immediately wonder what you should fix. You may sense distance and rush to close it, even when the distance is not yours to solve. You may offer reassurance before asking whether you need reassurance too. You may stay busy because stillness would reveal how much you have been carrying. There is no blame in seeing this. Awareness is not an accusation. It is the beginning of choice. The moment you recognize a pattern, you are no longer completely inside it. A small space opens between the old response and the next decision. In that space, a new possibility can appear. It may not feel natural yet. It may feel unfamiliar, and unfamiliarity is often mistaken for danger. You might feel guilty the first time you rest without earning it. You might feel selfish the first time you decline what drains you. You might feel anxious the first time you let someone be disappointed without rushing to rescue them. You might feel exposed the first time you express a real need. These feelings do not necessarily mean you are making the wrong choice. Sometimes they mean you are making a new one. The old pattern knows its lines. It knows when to enter. It knows how to keep the familiar story moving. A new response may arrive quietly. It may be nothing more than one breath before saying yes. One moment of checking with yourself. One sentence spoken without apology. One evening in which you stop replaying what cannot be changed. Small shifts matter because your deeper mind learns through repetition. It listens to what you practice. It notices what you tolerate. It learns from the way you respond to your own needs. Each time you treat yourself with respect, you provide evidence that you are worthy of respect. Each time you interrupt a cruel inner sentence, you weaken the path that sentence once followed automatically. Each time you rest before reaching complete exhaustion, you teach your system that care does not have to arrive only after collapse. Each time you receive a compliment without rejecting it, you create room for a kinder self-image. Each time you admit that something hurt, You stop requiring yourself to become numb in order to appear strong. Each time you choose a steadier thought, you change the atmosphere from which your next action rises. This work does not require dramatic emotion. You do not need to feel transformed in order for a meaningful shift to begin. You do not need to force yourself into excitement. You do not need to repeat words that feel impossible and then criticize yourself because your heart does not immediately believe them. A true recalibration can begin with willingness. Willingness is softer than certainty. It asks less of the frightened parts of you. Instead of saying, "Everything will be perfect," you can say, "I am willing to believe that something supportive may be possible." Instead of demanding complete confidence, you can become willing to take one honest step. Instead of insisting that fear disappear, you can become willing to stop letting fear make every decision. Instead of pretending that the past did not affect you, you can become willing to let the past stop defining every future doorway. Willingness creates movement without violence. It does not drag you forward. It opens a little space. Within that space, your inner atmosphere can begin to change. A sensitive system responds not only to thought, but also to sound, pace, breath, rest, nourishment, movement, relationship, and environment. There is no failure in needing support from more than one direction. Reflective practices can support well-being, but they are not medical treatment. Persistent exhaustion, anxiety, panic, depression, or distress deserves real care from a qualified professional and from people who can support you responsibly. Seeking help does not lower your spiritual strength. It honors your life. There is wisdom in knowing when a burden needs more than private endurance. There is courage in speaking honestly. There is dignity in receiving skilled support. No affirmation should be used to silence pain that is asking to be understood. No idea about personal growth should become another reason to blame yourself for symptoms, grief, or difficulty. You are a whole person. Your thoughts matter. Your body matters. Your relationships matter. Your history matters. Your daily conditions matter. Your access to rest and care matters. Inner work becomes safer when it includes the truth of your lived experience. You are not responsible for controlling every feeling that enters you. You are responsible only for learning how to meet yourself when those feelings arrive. Sometimes that meeting will be quiet reflection. Sometimes it will be a boundary. Sometimes it will be sleep. Sometimes it will be a conversation with someone trustworthy. Sometimes it will be professional support. Sometimes it will be the decision to step away from what repeatedly harms your peace. There is no single perfect method. There is only the growing honesty of listening. Your system has been listening all day. Now you can listen back. You can sense where hurry is still moving through you. You can sense where an old conversation is still being rehearsed. You can sense where you have been preparing an answer for a question no one is currently asking. You can sense where part of you is still standing in a room you already left. Let your attention return to the place where you are now. Feel the support beneath your body. Feel the weight of your hands. Feel the natural movement of your breathing without asking it to become different immediately. Your breath has continued through every mood today. It continued while you were busy. It continued while your attention was elsewhere. It continued through disappointment, concentration, laughter, worry, waiting, and silence. You did not have to supervise every breath. Life continued moving within you. This is not a small truth. Your body knows rhythms that thought does not control. Your heart does not wait for perfect confidence before taking its next beat. Your lungs do not demand that you understand the entire future before receiving the next breath. The body continues its quiet work in the middle of uncertainty. For a moment, let this become your living proof. You can be uncertain and still supported. You can be tired and still renewing. You can have unanswered questions and still be here. You can carry a history and still create a different relationship with tomorrow. Your shoulders may not release all at once. Your mind may not become silent. Your breathing may remain uneven for a while. Nothing has gone wrong. The purpose of this moment is not to perform calmness. It is to stop fighting yourself for being human. You can meet the body exactly as it is. A forehead that has been concentrating, eyes that have taken in too much information, a jaw that has held back words, a throat that has swallowed emotion, shoulders that have carried responsibility, a chest that has protected tenderness, a stomach that has responded to uncertainty, hands that have worked, held, typed, cleaned, reached, or waited, legs that have moved you through another day, feet that have remained beneath you. Every part has been participating in your life. Every part deserves appreciation rather than command. Let the body receive the message that this moment is different from the busiest part of the day. There is nothing you must prove in these next breaths. There is no audience waiting for you to appear composed. There is no prize for holding tension longer than necessary. You can begin to soften without explaining why you became tense. You can rest without completing every thought. You can pause before your life is perfectly arranged. You can care for yourself in the middle of becoming. As the breath moves in, feel the simple fact of receiving. As the breath moves out, feel the simple fact of making room. Receiving and making room. Taking in and letting go. No force, no performance. Your inner atmosphere is already responding to the pace of this moment. The change may be subtle. It may be nothing more than a little less pressure behind the eyes, a slight drop in the shoulders, a longer exhale. a small sense that you do not have to carry the whole day into the next hour. Subtle does not mean insignificant. The deepest changes often begin below the level of drama. They begin as a quieter sentence, a slower reaction, a kinder interpretation, a boundary considered before it is spoken, a possibility that no longer feels completely forbidden. You do not need to become someone else to create a new inner condition. You do not need to erase your sensitivity. You do not need to reject the person you have been. You are learning to become more selective about what remains inside you. You are learning that awareness key and pass through an experience without building a permanent home there. You are learning that compassion does not require absorption. You are learning that openness does not require the absence of boundaries. You are learning that hope can return carefully. You are learning that life may contain possibilities your previous state could not yet recognize. For now, let that be enough. You do not have to name every possibility. You do not have to know exactly how change will arrive. You only need to stop declaring that it cannot. Somewhere within you, room is being made. Somewhere within you, an older conclusion is losing its certainty. Somewhere within you, the next chapter is no longer required to repeat the last one. Stay near this quiet opening. There is more within you than the surface has revealed. A stone can lie unnoticed for years because nothing on the outside announces what it contains. It may look ordinary, gray, rough, uneven. It may rest among countless others carrying dust, weather, and the marks of pressure. Nothing about its surface appears precious. Nothing invites the eye to stop. It does not shine in the sun. Some of what you call lack of confidence may be the result of living near voices that corrected more often than they encouraged. When you understand the conditions under which a pattern formed, compassion becomes possible. Compassion does not excuse every action. It does not remove responsibility. It gives you a clearer place from which to respond. A harsh judgment closes the stone again. Compassion creates the first careful opening. Imagine holding that plain gray form in your hands. Its surface is cool, solid, unassuming. There may be lines across it where time has left a record. There may be places where the texture is smooth and other places where it catches against your skin. It does not tell you what waits inside. It does not promise anything. It only asks to be seen more deeply than its surface allows. You have looked at yourself through the surface many times, through productivity, through appearance, through income, through age, through status, through the approval or disapproval of others, through what you finished, through what you postponed, through what people noticed, through what they overlooked. These are all outer measurements. They can describe circumstances. They cannot define the whole of you. The surface may say that you have been tired. The interior may hold endurance. The surface may say that you have been uncertain. The interior may hold a growing honesty. The surface may say that you have been delayed. The interior may hold preparation. The surface may say that you have been overlooked. The interior may hold qualities that were never meant to depend on recognition. The surface may say that you have been broken. The interior may hold a place that has never stopped forming beauty. This does not mean suffering was necessary. It does not mean pain was secretly good. It does not mean you should be grateful. For every wound, pain can be real and unjust. Loss can leave an absence that no lesson replaces. What happened to you does not become acceptable merely because you later found strength. The deeper truth is different. What happened did not gain the final authority over what you became. Pressure affected you. It did not own you. Darkness surrounded parts of your journey. It did not erase what was forming within. You can honor your pain without making it your only identity. You can remember what occurred without remaining sealed inside it. You can carry wisdom without carrying the entire weight of the event. The geode is not beautiful because it was struck. It was already holding beauty. The opening only revealed what the surface had concealed. In the same way, your most difficult seasons do not create your worth. They may reveal qualities that were already present: courage, patience, discernment, tenderness, persistence, creativity, or the ability to begin again. Your worth did not arrive after survival. It was there before the struggle. It remained during the struggle. It is here now. The inner chamber has always belonged to you. There may be parts of you that you have not entered for a long time. A desire you dismissed because it seemed impractical. A gift you stopped using because someone failed to appreciate it. A playful side that became quiet when life grew serious. A strong opinion you learned to hide. A need for beauty, quiet, study, movement, friendship, or creative work that you treated as unnecessary. A hope you placed deep inside because keeping it visible made disappointment feel too dangerous. These parts may not be gone. They may be waiting in the hidden chamber. You do not need to force the entire stone open today. Some truths arrive slowly because your system needs time to feel safe with them. A sudden insight can be useful. A gradual recognition can be just as powerful. You may begin by admitting that you missed something. You may begin by acknowledging that the life you have accepted is not the only life you can imagine. You may begin by saying, "This matters to me," even if you do not yet know what to do with that truth. You may begin by letting one preference exist without defending it. You may begin by giving 10 minutes to what makes you feel more like yourself. The hidden chamber does not demand a dramatic entrance. It welcomes honest attention. Your inner world responds when you stop treating your deepest needs as interruptions. It responds when you listen without immediately correcting what you hear. It responds when you stop using someone else's comfort as the measure of whether your truth is reasonable. It responds when you understand that your needs are not evidence of failure. They are information about the conditions in which you can live with greater steadiness. A crystal forms according to its own structure. It does not apologize for the direction of its facets. It does not compare one point with another. It does not demand that every piece of art reflect in the same way. Each surface meets brightness differently. Each angle reveals another shade. Your inner life also contains many facets. You can be grateful and still want change. You can forgive and still maintain distance. You can be hopeful and still need rest. You can be strong and still ask for help. You can love someone and still recognize that their presence affects you deeply. You can accept your current reality without declaring it permanent. You can feel fear and still choose a thoughtful next step. One truth does not always cancel another. Wholeness includes complexity. You do not need to flatten yourself into one acceptable emotion. You do not need to become endlessly positive in order to be worthy of a better experience. You can make room for grief without building your future inside it. You can make room for anger without letting it speak every sentence. You can make room for doubt without giving it every decision. You can make room for hope without demanding that it guarantee an outcome. The crystal chamber contains shadows and brightness together. Some facets catch the glow. Others wait at a different angle. Nothing is wrong with the surfaces that are not shining yet. They may need a new position, a different kind of attention, more time. The part of you that still doubts is not an enemy. It may be facing away from the evidence it needs. The part of you that resists openness may remember a time when openness was met with disappointment. The part of you that expects little may believe it is protecting you from pain. The part of you that keeps returning to old thoughts may be following a path worn smooth by repetition. You cannot shame these parts into trust. You can introduce them to a new experience, a promise kept to yourself, a boundary respected, a small risk taken with care, a moment of support that you let yourself receive, a decision that honors both hope and wisdom. Evidence speaks more deeply than pressure. When you live one new response repeatedly, your deeper mind begins to recognize that another way exists. This is how the inner chamber becomes accessible, not through force, through relationship. You build a relationship with yourself each time you pause and ask what is true. You build it each time you admit that you are tired before resentment speaks for you. You build it each time you choose not to explain your boundary to someone committed to misunderstanding it. You build it each time you return after abandoning yourself. You build it each time you choose honesty over appearance. There is no perfection required. A relationship can be repaired through return. You may forget yourself during a busy day and remember in the evening. You may repeat an old pattern and recognize it sooner. You may speak harshly to yourself and then stop. You may say yes when you wanted to say no and learn from the tension that followed. Progress is not the absence of old behavior. It is the growing speed and tenderness with which you come back. Every return matters. Every return opens another small part of the interior. There may be purple within the hidden chamber, deep violet, soft lavender, dark mineral tones that appear almost black until the angle changes. Then a quiet glow emerges. The color was there before it was seen. It did not begin existing when someone admired it. This is important for the part of you that has waited for recognition. Your gifts do not become real only when others praise them. Your sensitivity does not become valuable only when it serves someone else. Your ideas do not become meaningful only when they are profitable. Your beauty does not begin when it is approved. Your inner life is not empty merely because someone failed to look deeply. The luminous part of you was never created by attention. Attention only helped reveal it. There may have been people who looked only at the gray surface. They saw your role, your usefulness, your mistakes, your silence, your history. They may have decided who you were without asking what you carried inside. Their limited view does not define your depth. Some people do not have the patience to recognize what is not immediately displayed. Some are too occupied with their own needs to look carefully. Some see only what confirms the story they already believe. Some may benefit from your remaining ordinary in their eyes because your growth would require them to reconsider the place they assigned you. You do not need everyone to understand the chamber. You need to stop denying that it exists. The first witness to your hidden beauty must be you. This does not require pride. It requires honesty. You can say, "There is more in me." You can say, "I have qualities that have not yet found their full expression." You can say, "I am still discovering what I contain." You can say, "My current circumstances do not reveal my entire capacity." You can say, "I do not need to remain closed because someone once failed to value what I showed." These are not claims of superiority. They are statements of possibility. There is room in you for more than survival. There is room for curiosity, room for pleasure, room for meaningful work, room for companionship that feels safe, room for rest that does not carry guilt, room for ideas that are not immediately practical, room for a future that is not built only in reaction to the past. The hidden chamber is not asking you to become unrealistically open. A geode does not become transparent. It still has an outer form. It still has edges. It still protects what it contains. Its opening does not erase its structure. You also need structure. Boundaries are not barriers against life. They are the shape that helps you receive life without losing yourself. A healthy boundary says, "This may enter." Another says, "This may not." One says, "I have space for this conversation." Another says, "I need to return when I can be present." One says, "I care about you." Another says, "I cannot carry this for you." One says, "I am open to connection." Another says, "I will not remain where respect is absent." These boundaries do not make you closed. They make your openness sustainable. Without structure, sensitivity becomes exhaustion. Without discernment, kindness becomes self-erasure. Without rest, giving becomes resentment. Without honesty, connection becomes performance. The stone's exterior and inner crystals belong to the same whole. Strength and softness can belong to you together. Your firmness can protect your tenderness. Your discernment can protect your hope. Your routines can protect your creative life. Your refusal can protect your capacity to give a true yes. You do not have to choose between being loving and being clear. Clarity can be loving. You do not have to choose between being spiritual and being practical. Practical care can support your inner growth. You do not have to choose between accepting yourself and changing your habits. Acceptance can become the safest foundation for change. The old method may have been criticism. You may have tried to improve yourself by pointing out everything that was wrong. You may have believed that kindness would make you lazy. You may have used shame to create movement. For a while, it may even have worked. Fear can produce action. Pressure can create temporary discipline, but the cost is high. When every step is driven by self-rejection, achievement does not bring peace. The goal keeps moving because the deeper message remains unchanged. You must become better before you deserve kindness. This message keeps the chamber closed. It makes every effort an attempt to escape yourself. A more lasting path begins with a different foundation. You are worthy of care while changing. You are worthy of patience while learning. You are worthy of rest before exhaustion. You are worthy of support before crisis. You are worthy of respect even when you are uncertain. From this foundation, change becomes an expression of value rather than an attempt to earn it. You take care of what you value. You listen to what you value. You protect what you value. You invest time in what you value. When you begin to value yourself, even imperfectly, your choices start to shift. Not all at once, but steadily. You may begin to leave spaces that repeatedly make you feel diminished. You may begin to question goals that were chosen only to impress others. You may begin to seek relationships in which care moves in both directions. You may begin to organize your days around what restores clarity. You may begin to speak with greater precision, saying less when less is true. You may begin to stop over-promising. You may begin to choose a slower path because it is sustainable. Each of these choices changes the inner atmosphere. Your state is not shaped only by what you think in silence. It is shaped by what you repeatedly do in response to what you know. An affirmation can open a door. A lived decision teaches you that the door is real. You can tell yourself that your time matters. Then you practice by protecting 1 hour. You can tell yourself that your needs matter. Then you practice by naming one. You can tell yourself that your voice matters. Then you practice by saying one honest sentence. You can tell yourself that you are open to support. Then you practice by receiving help without rushing to repay it immediately. Words and actions begin to reflect the same truth. This creates trust. Trust is one of the conditions in which the hidden chamber opens. Your deeper mind watches whether you mean what you say. It notices whether your promises disappear when another person becomes uncomfortable. It notices whether you speak of rest while filling every empty space. It notices whether you speak of self-respect while remaining available to repeated disrespect. This is not a reason for blame. It is a reason for consistency. One small promise kept is more powerful than many grand promises made in emotion. Choose what you can honor. A glass of water. 10 quiet minutes. One message delayed until you can answer clearly. One walk. One appointment made. One expense examined. One drawer cleared. One honest no. One careful yes. The ordinary act becomes a point of crystal. Small, defined, real. As these points gather, they create an interior structure. The person you are becoming is not formed only in dramatic moments. You are shaped in the seconds when no one is watching. When you choose the kinder interpretation, when you close the screen, when you stop rehearsing an argument, when you return to the task, when you forgive yourself for needing another beginning. A new state is practiced through these moments. Your inner signal becomes clearer when your life contains fewer contradictions. When your mouth says yes and your body says no, static grows. When your mind demands speed and your system needs recovery, static grows. When your public self appears confident while your private voice remains cruel, static grows. When you chase what looks impressive but ignore what feels meaningful, static grows. Clarity begins when your inner and outer choices become more truthful. You may not be able to change every circumstance immediately, but you can begin to reduce one contradiction. You can stop saying that something does not matter when it does. You can stop pretending that a pattern is harmless when it repeatedly drains you. You can stop demanding that your body move at the pace of your fear. You can stop calling a desire impossible before you have studied what it would require. You can stop using another person's doubt as evidence against your own possibility. Each honest correction is an opening in the surface. Through it, a little more color becomes visible. You may fear what will happen when you become more visible to yourself. You may worry that recognizing your depth will create expectations. You may think that once you admit what you want, you will have to pursue it perfectly. You do not. Recognition is not a contract with perfection. You can know what you desire and move slowly. You can recognize a gift and practice privately. You can admit that a relationship needs change without knowing the final outcome. You can acknowledge that your work no longer fits and begin gathering information. You can feel the inner chamber opening without displaying it to everyone. Some growth needs privacy. A crystal chamber forms in darkness before it meets the open air. Your new choices may need protection while they are still tender. You are not required to announce every goal. You are not required to explain every internal change. You are not required to invite opinion before your own understanding has become steady. Silence can be a form of care. Privacy can preserve what is still becoming. There will be a time for expression. For now, it may be enough to know that the ordinary surface is not the entire story. The gray does not cancel the purple. The roughness does not cancel the glow. The closed form does not cancel the chamber within. Your current mood does not cancel your capacity for joy. Your fear does not cancel your wisdom. Your history does not cancel your choice. Your exhaustion does not cancel your worth. Your uncertainty does not cancel your potential. You are not empty because you feel quiet. You are not lost because the next step is small. You are not failing because the opening is gradual. Something true is becoming visible. Let your breathing remain easy. Let your hands rest. Let the muscles around your eyes soften a little. You do not need to reach into the chamber and pull everything out. You can sit beside the opening. You can let the violet glow meet you slowly. You can let one facet catch your attention. Perhaps it is courage. Perhaps it is the ability to begin again. Perhaps it is your capacity to care without becoming hard. Perhaps it is your desire for a more honest life. Perhaps it is the simple fact that you are still here, listening for what is true beneath the surface. Choose one quality. Do not exaggerate it. Do not demand proof. Just acknowledge it. Say within yourself, "This is also part of me." The old story may answer quickly. It may list mistakes. It may remind you of delays. It may insist that the quality is too small to count. Let the old story speak without giving it the final word. The chamber remains. The color remains. The facets remain. A thought cannot remove what is true. You are learning to look again. you are learning to look beneath. You are learning to recognize what was luminous before anyone named it. This recognition is not the end of the journey. It is the beginning of a new relationship with what you carry inside. You do not have to become worthy of the chamber. You are already its home. The opening does not have to happen through force. A geode is not persuaded into beauty. Its inner chamber does not appear because the stone becomes impatient with itself. The crystals do not grow faster because the outer surface feels ordinary. Each point forms according to conditions that cannot be hurried. Mineral meets mineral. Moisture moves through narrow spaces. Pressure gathers. Time completes what effort alone could never finish. Your inner change also needs conditions. Not pressure, not constant correction, conditions. A seed of trust needs repeated safety. A new belief needs language that does not immediately awaken resistance. A tired body needs rest before it can interpret possibility as something other than another demand. A guarded heart needs evidence that openness will not always lead to self-abandonment. When you try to change through force, part of you may obey for a while. You may become strict. You may create rules. You may speak louder over every doubtful thought. You may fill your days with plans designed to keep you from ever falling behind again. But force often creates another layer of stone. It may produce motion without creating freedom. You can complete the task while still believing you are inadequate. You can reach the goal while still fearing that everything will disappear. You can appear disciplined while being driven by shame. You can become productive while losing contact with joy. The surface may become polished while the chamber remains unopened. This is why the quality of your inner movement matters. A new life is not created only by doing different things. It is created by learning to do them from a different place. You can make the same choice from fear or from self-respect. You can leave because you are running, or you can leave because you finally understand what you need. You can rest because you have collapsed, or you can rest because you value your ability to continue. You can work because you are terrified of being worthless, or you can work because you want to express what is meaningful within you. The action may look similar. The inner signal is different. That signal shapes what the action teaches your deeper mind. When you move from fear, the lesson becomes, I am safe only when I control everything. When you move from shame, the lesson becomes, I must perform before I deserve care. When you move from self-respect, the lesson becomes, my choices can support me. When you move from trust, the lesson becomes, I can meet the next step without knowing the entire path. The inner chamber responds to this difference. It opens where honesty and steadiness meet. Think again of the plain stone resting in your hands. Imagine that a fine line has appeared across its surface. At first, it is barely visible. It does not reveal the whole interior. It is only a sign that the closed appearance is no longer complete. This line may resemble the first moment you question an old belief. You once believed that everyone else knew better than you. Then one day, someone's advice felt wrong inside your body. A fine line appeared. You believed that love required endless availability. Then one day, exhaustion made the cost impossible to ignore. Another line appeared. You once believed that success had to look a certain way. Then you reached something you had wanted and discovered that achievement without peace did not feel like arrival. The surface shifted. You once believed that your past had already decided what was possible. Then one small experience contradicted the conclusion. A person treated you differently. An opportunity appeared unexpectedly. You handled something you once thought you could not. You survived a change that had frightened you. The stone did not open completely, but certainty cracked. These small contradictions are important. They are openings through which a new story can enter. The old mind prefers evidence that agrees with what it already believes. If it expects rejection, it may remember every closed door and overlook every moment of welcome. If it expects struggle, it may distrust ease. If it expects disappointment, it may call hope foolish before hope has had a chance to speak. This is not because your mind wants to harm you. It is trying to create predictability. A familiar pain can feel safer than an unfamiliar possibility because the familiar pain has rules. You know how to prepare for it. You know what role to play. You know what to expect. A better experience may require a version of you that has not yet been practiced. Receiving may feel more vulnerable than striving. Being seen may feel more frightening than being overlooked. Peace may feel strange after years of vigilance. A healthy relationship may feel less intense than chaos, and the absence of chaos may initially be mistaken for a lack of feeling. A sustainable opportunity may seem too ordinary because part of you learned to associate worth with struggle. When this happens, you do not need to judge yourself. You need to recognize the pattern. The old state may try to pull you back toward what it understands. It may create doubt just as something supportive begins. It may become restless when the room grows quiet. It may search for a problem because problem solving has become its way of feeling useful. It may tell you that a kind person has hidden motives. It may urge you to leave before you can be left. It may encourage you to overwork so no one can question your value. These reactions are not prophecies. They are echoes. An echo sounds real because it carries the original voice, but it is not the original event. It is sound returning from an old surface. You can hear the echo without following it. You can say, "This feeling is familiar, but this moment may be different." You can say, "My body is remembering, and I can still check what is true now." You can say, "I do not have to make a permanent decision while an old fear is speaking." You can say, I can pause. The pause is powerful. It is where automatic repetition loses speed. In the pause, you can examine the inner chamber instead of reacting only to the outer surface. You can ask whether the present situation truly resembles the past. You can ask whether the person before you has shown the same behavior as the person you remember. You can ask whether the opportunity is unsafe or merely unfamiliar. You can ask whether your discomfort is a warning or the sensation of growth. You may not always know immediately. That is acceptable. Discernment does not require instant certainty. It can unfold. You can gather information. You can move slowly. You can ask questions. You can wait for actions to match words. You can remain open without surrendering judgment. This is balanced openness. It is not blind trust. It is not magical thinking. It is the willingness to let reality show you something new. A better life does not arrive only through grand events. Often it begins through a change in what you are available to notice. When your inner state is filled with urgency, you may overlook what is quiet. When it is filled with comparison, you may fail to recognize your own progress. When it is filled with fear, every unknown may appear hostile. When it becomes steadier, different details enter awareness. A useful conversation, a small invitation, a skill that could be developed, a habit that is draining more than it gives, a person who consistently treats you with care, a chance to choose differently. The world may not have changed in that instant. Your relationship with what is present has changed. This is why inner recalibration matters. It does not control life. It changes how you meet life. It affects what you recognize, what you tolerate, what you pursue, what you question, and what you permit yourself to receive. You cannot command every outcome. You can become more available to choices that support your well-being. You cannot guarantee that every door will open. You can stop standing only before the doors that repeatedly close. You cannot prevent every disappointment. You can stop using disappointment as proof that hope itself was a mistake. You cannot make others understand you. You can choose not to abandon your own understanding in order to gain their approval. The chamber brightens through these choices. One facet catches the glow when you speak honestly. Another catches it when you rest. Another when you protect your attention. Another when you learn. Another when you forgive yourself for the time it took to see what you now see. Soon the inner structure begins to look less like a hidden possibility and more like a place you can inhabit. You begin to recognize your own voice. It may be quieter than the voices you absorbed. It may not speak in dramatic commands. It may sound like a simple preference. I need more time. This does not feel right. I want to try. I am tired. I would like help. I am not ready. I am ready now. These sentences may appear ordinary, but for someone who has spent years adjusting to everyone else, they are points of crystal. Each one has shape. Each one reflects truth. Each one helps the inner chamber become visible. Your voice does not need to become loud to become real. It needs to become trustworthy. You create trust by listening when it speaks. When you ignore your own clear no repeatedly, the voice may become harder to hear. When you dismiss every desire as unrealistic, the voice may go quiet. When you ask for guidance but reject every answer that challenges the familiar, the voice may seem absent. It has not disappeared. It may be waiting for evidence that you are willing to act on what you hear. Begin with small truths. You do not need to reorganize your entire life. Choose what can be honored today. You may recognize that your body needs water. Respond. You may recognize that a conversation should wait. Let it wait. You may recognize that one task matters more than 5 distractions. Return to it. You may recognize that a person's tone has affected you. Step away long enough to recover your own. Each response says, "I hear myself." This message enters deeply. Over time, the hidden chamber becomes less foreign. You stop approaching yourself as a problem to solve. You begin approaching yourself as a life to understand. The difference is profound. A problem is something you stand outside of and attempt to fix. A life is something you inhabit. It has seasons. It has needs. It has limits. It has rhythms that cannot be reduced to efficiency. When you treat yourself only as a project, you may never feel finished enough to rest. There will always be another habit to improve, another weakness to remove, another version to become. The chamber does not ask you to become finished. It asks you to become present. Presence means meeting what is here without immediately turning it into evidence against you. If sadness is here, you listen. If weariness is here, you respond. If desire is here, you consider it. If fear is here, you become curious about what it protects. If joy is here, you do not search immediately for the reason it might disappear. You let each feeling become information rather than identity. A feeling moves through the chamber. It changes the way the facets reflect for a time. It does not destroy the structure. You can feel low without becoming a low person. You can feel uncertain without becoming incapable. You can feel anger without becoming cruel. You can feel lonely without being unlovable. You can feel discouraged without losing your potential. The emotion is real. The conclusion may not be. This distinction creates room. It keeps one difficult moment from becoming the entire surface of your life. You may have carried conclusions formed during pain. I am alone. I always lose. I am too much. I am not enough. Nothing works for me. No one stays. It is too late. These sentences may have been spoken in moments when the chamber felt completely dark. They may have helped the mind explain what hurt. but an explanation for. Med in pain is not always a reliable description of your whole life. You can honor the moment without making its sentence permanent. You can say, I felt alone. This is different from saying, I am destined to be alone. You can say, something did not work. This is different from saying, nothing will ever work. You can say, I was not valued there. This is different from saying, I have no value. Language changes the opening. Precise words leave room for movement. Absolute words seal the stone. Listen for the words that remove all possibility, always. Never, everyone, no one. Impossible. Finished. Too late. Sometimes these words are accurate in practical situations, but when they are used to describe your worth or your future, examine them carefully. A frightened mind often speaks in absolutes because certainty feels protective. It would rather declare that nothing good is possible than risk the vulnerability of hoping. Hope creates exposure. It asks you to admit that something matters. It asks you to imagine receiving what you once lacked. It asks you to face the possibility that life may not repeat itself exactly. This can feel frightening. Let hope be small enough to hold. You do not need to believe that everything will change. Believe that one thing can. You do not need to imagine a perfect life. Imagine a more honest day. You do not need to trust every unknown. Trust your ability to respond as information arrives. You do not need to feel completely open. Become willing to open one inner door. This smaller willingness respects the protective parts of you. It does not demand that they surrender. It invites them to observe. Let us see what happens when we choose differently once. Let us see what happens when we rest before exhaustion. Let us see what happens when we ask for clarity. Let us see what happens when we stop chasing what repeatedly withdraws. Let us see what happens when we give attention to what quietly supports us. Curiosity can carry you where pressure cannot. Pressure says, change now or you have failed. Curiosity says, there may be another way. Pressure closes the body. Curiosity creates space. The inner crystal grows toward space. It forms where there is room. You can create room in your day by reducing what continually floods your attention. The endless screen. The conversation that circles without resolution. The habit of checking for reactions. The urge to explain yourself to everyone. The need to answer immediately. The private rehearsal of future arguments. Your attention is part of your life. Where it goes repeatedly, your inner atmosphere follows. This does not mean you must avoid all difficulty. It means you can become intentional about what is permitted to remain close. You can stay informed without filling every quiet moment with alarming information. You can care about others without taking responsibility for every emotional shift. You can use technology without giving it the first and last moments of your day. You can hear criticism without treating it as unquestionable truth. You can recognize another person's success without turning it into a judgment of your timing. These are acts of inner protection. The stone's outer layer is not the enemy. It preserves the chamber. Your own protective capacity can also become wise rather than rigid. A rigid defense says, nothing enters. A wise boundary says, what enters must be examined. A rigid defense says, no one can be trusted. A wise boundary says, trust is built through consistent behavior. A rigid defense says, I will never need anyone. A wise boundary says, I choose support that respects my dignity. A rigid defense says, I cannot hope. A wise boundary says, I can hope while remaining grounded. You are not being asked to destroy your protection. You are helping it mature. What once protected you through complete closure may now protect you through discernment. What once kept you safe by becoming invisible may now keep you safe by speaking clearly. What once avoided pain through isolation may now choose careful connection. Protection does not have to remain in its oldest form. It can evolve with you. Imagine the two halves of the stone resting open now. The rough gray exterior remains. Inside, points of violet crystal rise from the chamber walls. Some are small, some are long and clear. Some gather closely together, some stand alone. They did not all form at the same pace. They did not compete. Each became what its place permitted. Your growth also contains different timelines. One part of your life may be opening rapidly. Another may still feel closed. You may have learned confidence in work, but still struggle to speak honestly in relationships. You may have become skilled at caring for others, but remain uncertain about receiving. You may understand forgiveness while still learning boundaries. You may feel spiritually connected and still need practical support with money, health, or daily structure. Uneven growth is still growth. You do not need every area to shine at once. The chamber is whole even when some facets remain in shadow. Do not use one unfinished area to dismiss everything that has changed. You may still worry, but recover more quickly. You may still compare, but recognize it sooner. You may still overgive, but feel the cost before complete depletion. You may still doubt yourself, but no longer believe every doubtful sentence. This is movement. You may not have arrived where you want to be. You are no longer standing exactly where you began. Let this truth enter without being reduced. You have learned. You have survived moments you once feared. You have made decisions with information you did not have before. You have recognized patterns. You have outgrown certain roles. You have returned to yourself more than once. The chamber has been opening. Even now is why. Oh, listen, you are practicing a different relationship with your inner world. You are not shouting over it. You are not demanding an instant result. You are sitting near what is hidden, and letting it become visible at a pace your system can hold. This is a form of respect. Respect changes the way your deeper mind receives new language. A statement that feels too large may be rejected. The mind compares it with stored experience and says, "This is not true." You do not need to fight that response. You can build a bridge. Instead of saying, "I trust life completely," you may say, "I am learning to meet life with greater steadiness." Instead of saying, "I am fearless," you may say, "I can act with care even when fear is present." Instead of saying, "Everything comes easily," you may say, "I am becoming open to support, clarity, and useful opportunities." Instead of saying, "I love every part of myself," you may say, "I am willing to treat myself with more respect today." A bridge does not deny where you are. It connects where you are with where you are going. The geode's opening is also a bridge. It connects the ordinary exterior with the hidden brilliance. Both were always part of one form. Your current self and your becoming self are not enemies. You do not need to reject who you are in order to grow. The person who learned old patterns is the same person now learning new ones. The person who once stayed silent is the person discovering a voice. The person who once accepted little is the person learning to receive more wisely. The person who became guarded is the person learning that protection and openness can exist together. Offer gratitude to the version of you that carried the stone while not yet knowing what it contained. That version made decisions with the understanding available at the time. It may have stayed too long. It may have trusted the wrong person. It may have chosen from fear. It may have delayed. It may have hidden. Still, it brought you here. You do not need to glorify every choice. You can stop punishing yourself for not possessing wisdom before experience taught it. The past self was not foolish for wanting love, not weak for hoping, not worthless for being misunderstood, not broken for developing protection. You can look back with clearer eyes and a softer heart. You can say, "I understand why I chose that." You can also say, "I choose differently now." Compassion and change can stand together. One does not cancel the other. The chamber becomes safer when the past is not dragged inside only to be judged. You can bring the past in as a teacher. Ask what it showed you. Ask what need was present. Ask what boundary was missing. Ask what belief kept you there. Ask what quality helped you leave or endure. Then let the lesson remain while the punishment ends. You do not need to continue suffering to prove that you learned. You do not need to remain small to show humility. You do not need to reject joy because someone else is still struggling. You do not need to refuse a better experience out of loyalty to an older version of yourself. Growth is not betrayal. Receiving is not betrayal. Peace is not betrayal. The stone does not apologize when the chamber is revealed. Its opening does not insult the years it appeared ordinary. Those years held the formation. Your quiet years may also have held formation. You were observing, enduring, collecting understanding, learning what does not fit, discovering what matters. Even the times that seem empty may have been making room. Now the question is not whether there is something luminous within you. The question is whether you are willing to live as though it matters. Will you protect the time needed to hear yourself? Will you choose environments that do not require constant self-abandonment? Will you let supportive experiences count? Will you stop explaining away every sign of progress? Will you practice receiving without immediately preparing for loss? You do not need to answer all of this now. Let one answer form. A quiet yes, not a promise of perfection. A willingness, yes, I am willing to treat what is within me as valuable. Let that sentence rest in the chamber. See how it feels. There may be resistance. A voice may say that value must be earned. Another may say that you have failed too many times. Another may fear that valuing yourself will make you selfish. Do not argue. Bring the sentence closer to the truth your system can receive. I am willing to consider that what is within me has value. This is enough. The opening does not need to be wide. A narrow line can admit the first glow. The first glow changes the meaning of the stone. It is no longer only gray. It is gray carrying violet. It is roughness holding beauty. It is protection surrounding depth. You are also more than one visible condition. You are tired and becoming, uncertain and learning, guarded and still capable of connection, ordinary in many moments and luminous in ways that cannot be measured from the outside. Hold both truths. Let them belong together. You do not need to escape the surface. You need to remember what the surface contains. The day may still ask practical things of you. There may be work, decisions, responsibilities, conversations. Nothing in this reflection removes those realities, but you can meet them from a chamber that is becoming more accessible. You can respond instead of absorbing everything. You can pause instead of assuming. You can choose instead of repeating. You can receive without disappearing. You can remain grounded while becoming open. The inner shift may not announce itself. It may show in the way you breathe before answering, in the way you stop chasing an unclear response, in the way you choose sleep over one more hour of worry. in the way you let a compliment remain, in the way you take one possibility seriously. These are the signs of recalibration. The chamber is not only being seen, it is beginning to guide the surface. Your choices are beginning to reflect what has been true within you all along. You are not here to force yourself open. You are here to become safe enough to unfold. The chamber does not open because you demand proof of what is inside. It opens because the conditions have changed. Where there was constant pressure, there is now room. Where there was judgment, there is now attention. Where there was fear of your own truth, there is now a growing willingness to hear it. This is how an inner state begins to recalibrate, not through one dramatic decision, through many quiet corrections. You stop calling exhaustion ambition. You stop calling self-abandonment kindness. You stop calling fear intuition without examining it. You stop calling endless comparison motivation. You stop calling emotional numbness strength. The old names begin to fall away. What was once hidden beneath them becomes easier to recognize. You may realize that you were never asking for too much. You were asking in places unable or unwilling to respond. You may realize that you were not incapable of change. You were trying to change while carrying conditions that kept pulling you back towards survival. You may realize that your hesitation was not proof that the path was wrong. It was a sign that a younger part of you needed reassurance. You may realize that the person you have been criticizing has been trying to protect you with the tools available at the time. This realization changes the relationship. You are no longer standing over yourself with a hammer. You are holding the stone with care. You are studying the lines. You are recognizing where it can open without being shattered. There is a difference between opening and breaking. Opening reveals. Breaking damages. Opening respects the form. Breaking treats the form as an obstacle. For years, you may have believed you needed to break yourself into a better version. You may have tried to crush habits, crush fear, crush doubt, crush sensitivity, crush the need for rest. But the chamber was never asking to be attacked. It was asking to be reached. The qualities you seek may already exist in a quieter form. Confidence may exist as the ability to stay present during discomfort. Courage may exist as the willingness to say one honest sentence. Hope may exist as the decision to try again without demanding certainty. Self-respect may exist as the pause before agreeing to something that drains you. Trust may exist as the choice to gather evidence instead of following panic. You do not need every quality to arrive loudly. A small crystal is still crystal. A small point of truth still changes the interior. You may have been waiting to feel completely ready before beginning. Readiness does not always come first. Sometimes readiness grows after the first careful step. You begin while part of you is unsure. You learn while part of you fears failure. You receive while part of you expects loss. You ream and present while an older pattern prepares to run. Then, slowly, your system gathers evidence. The step did not destroy you. The truth did not end every relationship. The boundary did not make you cruel. The rest did not erase your value. The new choice created a different result. Evidence settles into the chamber. It becomes part of the new structure. The deeper mind learns through what is repeated with feeling and action. It notices when words are supported by experience. It notices when a promise becomes behavior. It notices when a new sentence is followed by a new response. This is why your recalibration cannot depend only on language. Words create direction. Your choices create credibility. Say that your peace matters, then reduce one source of unnecessary noise. Say that your time matters, then stop offering all of it without thought. Say that you are open to something better, then become willing to leave what repeatedly proves harmful. Say that you trust yourself, then listen when your body asks you to slow down. Each act becomes another violet point within the chamber. Together, they form a pattern. The pattern becomes familiar. What was once unfamiliar begins to feel possible. What felt possible begins to feel natural. What feels natural begins to shape the way you live. This is how an inner frequency changes in a grounded way. It is not a command sent into the universe. It is a change in the state from which you perceive, choose, speak, rest, and respond. A calmer state may notice an opportunity that urgency ignored. A more self-respecting state may decline an offer that looks impressive but feels wrong. A less frightened state may ask a question instead of assuming rejection. A more open state may receive kindness without immediately searching for hidden danger. The outer world contains many possibilities at once. Your inner condition influences which ones you can recognize and sustain. This does not mean you caused every hardship. It does not mean every outcome reflects your thoughts. Life includes circumstance, systems, chance, other people's choices, health, history, and realities beyond personal control. Inner work is not a tool for blaming yourself. It is a way of strengthening your relationship with what remains within your reach, your attention, your interpretation, your boundaries, your next action, your willingness to seek support, your capacity to begin again. These are not small things. They do not control everything. They can change much. A geode remains shaped by forces beyond itself. The minerals available, the space inside, the pressure around it, the passage of time. Yet within those conditions, a unique structure forms. Your life also contains conditions you did not choose. You were born into particular circumstances. You received certain messages. You inherited patterns. You encountered people whose choices affected you. You faced events that changed your direction. Recognizing these conditions is not an excuse. It is context. Conte, XT, helps you choose wisely. You cannot rewrite the conditions that already occurred. You can influence what happens within the chamber now. You can choose what language is repeated there. You can choose which voices remain close. You can choose what you practice. You can choose whether each mistake becomes a lesson or a sentence. You can choose whether rest is treated as care or failure. You can choose whether your past is a reference or a prison. These choices are the new minerals. They gather slowly. They shape what forms next. Imagine placing the two halves of the opened stone before you. One side holds the patterns you have known. The other reflects what you are learning. The old side is not empty of beauty. It contains survival, adaptation, intelligence, the ability to endure. The new side does not reject these qualities. It gives them a different purpose. Your sensitivity no longer needs to scan every room for danger. It can become empathy guided by boundaries. Your vigilance no longer needs to predict every disappointment. It can become discernment. Your independence no longer needs to refuse help. It can become the ability to choose support without losing yourself. Your strength no longer needs to hide pain. It can become the courage to address pain directly. Nothing essential is wasted. The old pattern is refined. What once served survival can begin serving life. This refinement is part of your opening. You are not discarding yourself. You are revealing a more complete use for what you carry. You may feel grief as this happens. You may grieve the years spent doubting yourself. You may grieve the chances you did not take. You may grieve relationships in which you became smaller. You may grieve the version of you who believed that love had to hurt. Let grief have dignity. Do not rush to turn it into gratitude. Do not force it to become a lesson before it has been felt. Grief is sometimes the chamber acknowledging what was precious. Time, trust, hope, a need that went unanswered, a self that remained hidden. You can feel this loss without making it the end of the story. The chamber contains room for sorrow and becoming. Both can exist. A tear does not dim the crystal. It passes over the surface and reveals another reflection. You do not have to choose between honoring what hurt and welcoming what comes next. You can do both. You can say, that mattered. You can also say, my life continues. You can say, I wish it had been different. You can also say, I can choose differently now. You can say, I lost something. You can also say, I have not lost all possibility. These paired truths create balance. They keep hope from becoming denial. They keep grief from becoming destiny. Your inner signal becomes clearer when it is built on truth rather than performance. There may be days when you do not feel elevated. There may be mornings when old thoughts return. There may be moments when the chamber seems closed again. Nothing has been erased. The stone may turn, the angle may change. The violet may not be visible from where you are standing, but what formed remains. One difficult day does not undo your learning. One frightened reaction does not remove your capacity. One return to an old habit does not prove that change was false. You can turn the stone again. You can find the opening. You can begin from the place where you are. A new story does not become real because the old story never speaks again. It becomes real because you stop treating the old story as the only voice. The old voice may say, nothing good stays. The new voice says, I am learning to recognize and sustain what supports me. The old voice may say, I always ruin things. The new voice says, I can take responsibility without turning mistakes into identity. The old voice may say, it is safer not to hope. The new voice says, I can hope carefully and remain grounded. The old voice may say, I have to do everything alone. The new voice says, support can be chosen wisely. The old voice may say, my life is already decided. I am becoming available to a better way of living. Let these lines remain simple. They do not need to carry the entire future. They need only to create a new direction. You may feel agreement. You may feel nothing. You may feel resistance. Every response is acceptable. A statement can begin working as a question before it becomes belief. What would it mean if there were more within me? What would change if I could open without abandoning myself? What supportive possibility might I recognize from a steadier state? What choice could reflect what I truly value? These questions do not demand an answer tonight. They turn the stone. They bring another facet toward the glow. Your deeper mind may continue considering them while you move through ordinary life. An answer may arrive as a thought, a discomfort, a desire, a clear no, a practical next step. Do not expect every answer to feel mystical. Guidance often appears as ordinary clarity. Make the appointment. Finish the application. Rest before replying. Ask for the details. Take the class. Leave the room. Drink the water. Tell the truth. These actions may carry more transformation than a dramatic feeling. The chamber becomes part of your life when its wisdom enters behavior. This is where openness becomes practical. You do not merely imagine a better inner condition. You organize small parts of your life around it. If calm matters, create one protected period without noise. If creativity matters, give it a place in the week. If health matters, seek appropriate care. If connection matters, become more honest in the relationships capable of holding honesty. If financial steadiness matters, look at the numbers with compassion and precision. If growth matters, stop expecting motivation to do what structure can support. A better life is not built only from desire. It is support, ed by conditions. You are learning to create those conditions. Some will be internal, a kinder voice, a slower interpretation, a willingness to question old conclusions. Some will be external, a boundary, a schedule, a supportive professional, a different environment, a practical plan. Inner and outer care work together. The crystal chamber exists inside the stone, but its opening changes how the whole stone can be held. Your inner shift also changes your relationship with the visible parts of your life. You may become less interested in proving, less willing to chase, less impressed by appearances without substance. You may become more drawn to consistency, clear communication, mutual effort, work that has meaning, spaces that let your body settle, people whose words and actions agree. This is not a loss of excitement. It is a refinement of desire. You stop confusing intensity with connection. You stop confusing scarcity with value. You stop assuming that what is difficult to obtain must be worthy of you. You stop believing that peace is boring. A calm chamber can hold deep color. Steadiness can hold passion. Consistency can hold beauty. You do not need chaos to feel alive. You do not need uncertainty to feel desire. You do not need distance to make love seem valuable. These old associations may take time to change. Be patient. The deeper mind learned them through repetition. It can learn something new the same way. Repeated calm, repeated truth, repeated self-respect, repeated experiences in which support does not disappear, repeated choices that prove you can care for yourself. Each repetition becomes another point in the chamber. One day, what once felt strange may feel natural. You may receive care without suspicion. You may rest without guilt. You may say no without rehearsing an apology for hours. You may experience ease without waiting for punishment. This is not because you forced yourself to become different. It is because your system encountered enough evidence to update its expectation. You are allowed to update. You are allowed to outgrow conclusions formed under older conditions. You are allowed to discover that a belief which once protected you now limits you. You are allowed to thank it and choose another. You can say, "You helped me survive uncertainty by expecting the worst." Then you can add, "I do not need to live there now." You can say, "You kept me from asking because rejection felt unbearable." Then you can add, I can tolerate an honest answer. You can say, you taught me to stay small so I would remain accepted. Then you can add, belonging that requires disappearance is not true belonging. This is how you speak to resistance kindly. You do not insult it. You give it updated information. If the core sentence still feels too wide, use the smaller willingness beneath it. I am willing to discover what can open safely within me. Let this become your fallback. No demand. No pressure, only willingness. You do not have to know what will open. You do not have to know when. You do not have to promise that fear will never return. You are willing to discover. That is enough movement for this moment. Discovery respects pace. It allows evidence. It invites curiosity. The chamber can reveal itself one facet at a time. You may discover that your voice is stronger than you thought. You may discover that rest improves your clarity. You may discover that one relationship changes when you stop overfunctioning. You may discover that a long-held desire still matters. You may discover that you are capable of learning what once intimidated you. You may discover that a quieter life feels richer than constant urgency. None of these discoveries need to arrive all at once. A cathedral of crystal is built from countless points. Each point reflects a portion. Together, they create wonder. Your next small truth belongs to that structure. Your next honest boundary belongs. Your next act of care belongs. Your next return belongs. Do not wait for the chamber to become complete before valuing it. Value what is visible now. There is enough here to begin. A single point can catch the glow. A single choice can interrupt a pattern. A single breath can create a pause. A single sentence can return you to yourself. As you move forward, remember that becoming open does not mean becoming unprotected. The gray exterior remains. It has purpose. You can keep your discernment. You can move slowly. You can ask for clarity. You can say no. You can leave. You can rest. You can protect what is tender while still letting life reach what is ready. This balance is the new form of strength. Closed enough to preserve, open enough to receive, firm enough to remain whole, soft enough to be touched by something good. You do not have to choose one side. You can become both, the chamber and the stone, the structure and the glow, the boundary and the welcome, the wisdom of what you survived and the openness of what you have not yet lived. Let these truths settle. You are not late to your own opening. The years before this were not empty. The pressure formed knowledge. The silence formed attention. The waiting formed discernment. Now the inner structure is becoming visible. Not to everyone, not all at once, first to you. This is where every lasting change begins. You see what is within. You stop denying it. You begin living as though it deserves care. And with each careful choice, the opening becomes more natural. The chamber becomes less hidden. The surface no longer carries the entire story. A better life begins to feel less like a distant idea and more like a direction your choices can follow. You do not need to see the entire road. You need only to recognize the next movement that does not betray what you now know. The next movement may be outward, a conversation, a decision, a practical change, a request for help, a boundary placed where one has long been missed. And it may also be inward, a thought interrupted, a fear examined, a need admitted, a harsh conclusion replaced with a more truthful one. The size of the movement matters less than the place from which it begins. When a choice rises from panic, it often tries to end discomfort as quickly as possible. When a choice rises from clarity, it may still be uncomfortable, but it respects the whole of your life. Panic asks, how do I make this feeling stop? Clarity asks, what response will still feel true when this feeling passes? Panic reaches for immediate certainty. Clarity makes room for information. Panic may chase, explain, overpromise, withdraw, or agree before the body has been heard. Clarity can pause. It can tolerate a little uncertainty. It can wait until the chamber becomes visible again. This pause is not weakness. It is a return to the inner structure. When you pause, you remember that the surface moment is not the whole story. One unanswered message is not the whole relationship. One mistake is not the whole ability. One difficult morning is not the whole life. One person's opinion is not the whole truth. One closed door is not the whole future. The gray surface can appear complete when you look too quickly. Slowing down reveals the line of violet beneath it. This is why urgency can become such a powerful form of static. Urgency tells you that everything must be decided now. It tells you that delay is failure. It tells you that another person's pace must become your pace. It tells you that if you do not act immediately, you will lose your only chance. Sometimes action truly is time sensitive, but much of what feels urgent is emotional pressure asking for relief. You are allowed to ask whether the situation requires speed or whether your fear is demanding it. You are allowed to sleep before answering. You are allowed to gather details. You are allowed to say, I need time to consider this. You are allowed to leave space between invitation and agreement. A life built from reflex can repeat old patterns with great efficiency. A life built from awareness may move more slowly, but it becomes more intentional. This slower pace may feel unfamiliar at first. If you were praised for being quick, useful, agreeable, or endlessly available, pausing may awaken guilt. The guilt may say that you are disappointing someone. It may say you are being difficult. It may say a good person would not need so much time. Let the guilt be present without treating it as instruction. Guilt sometimes appears when you violate a value. It can also appear when you stop performing an old role. Learn the difference. If you have harmed someone, repair what can be repaired. If you are merely refusing to abandon yourself, let the discomfort teach your system that a new pattern is safe enough to practice. The first boundary may shake. The first honest request may come with tears. The first restful afternoon may feel restless. The first quiet room may seem too empty. The first healthy connection may feel less dramatic than what you have known. Do not measure the value of the new by how familiar it feels. The familiar is only what has been repeated. It is not always what supports you. Repetition creates recognition. Recognition can be rebuilt. Each time you return to a steadier choice, the new path becomes easier to find. Each time you let a supportive experience remain without explaining it away, the chamber gains another reflection. Each time you accept that something good may be real, even temporarily, your system learns that receiving does not always require danger. You may have developed a habit of reducing what is good. Someone offers appreciation and you dismiss it. A moment goes well and you call it luck. You make progress and you focus immediately on what remains unfinished. You feel peaceful and you search for the next problem. You receive help and you rush to repay it before you have fully received it. These responses may protect you from vulnerability. To admit that something good is happening is to admit that it matters. To admit that it matters is to risk feeling its absence later. So the mind may choose not to receive fully. It may remain half prepared for loss. But a life spent preparing for loss can become unavailable to presence. You do not prevent grief by refusing joy. You only reduce the amount of life you permit yourself to experience before grief ever arrives. Receiving is not the same as possessing forever. You can receive a kind moment without demanding that it last. You can enjoy an opportunity without pretending it is guaranteed. You can love what is present while knowing that life changes. Openness becomes steadier when it does not require permanence. The crystal catches the glow that reaches it. It does not ask the glow to remain forever before reflecting it. It receives what is here. Then another angle appears. Another moment comes. Your life also moves through angles. There will be seasons of expansion, seasons of rest, seasons of learning, seasons when the outer world feels quiet while the interior keeps forming. You do not need every season to look like a rival. Some seasons prepare your capacity to hold what comes next. A person can desire a better experience and still lack the structure needed to sustain it. You may desire rest while keeping no space for it. You may desire connection while hiding your truth. You may desire growth while refusing beginnerhood. You may desire abundance while avoiding every practical conversation about resources. You may desire peace while feeding your attention constant conflict. This is not a reason for shame. It is useful information. Ask what structure would help your desire become livable. If you desire calm, what must become quieter? If you desire support, where can you practice asking? If you desire confidence, what promise can you keep to yourself? If you desire creativity, where can it be given time before being judged? If you desire stronger relationships, what truth must become speakable? A desire without conditions may remain an idea. A desire with supporting structure begins to become a path. The chamber contains beauty because the space inside permitted crystals to form. Your life also needs protected spaces. A few minutes in the morning before outside voices enter. An evening without comparison. A chair, table, or corner associated with one meaningful practice. A limit on how often you revisit what cannot be solved tonight. A regular conversation with someone qualified to help you carry what is too heavy alone. A plan simple enough to repeat. These spaces do not need to be impressive. They need to be dependable. Dependability teaches safety. A dependable ritual says, there will be another moment to return. A dependable boundary says, I will not require you to endure everything. A dependable plan says, we do not have to solve the whole future today. A dependable relationship says, you can be honest here. Your system softens around what is consistent. It stops using all of its strength to prepare for sudden change. It begins to spend that strength on growth, imagination, learning, and connection. This is one reason steadiness can reveal abilities that survival kept hidden. When the body is no longer occupied with constant protection, more of you becomes available. Your concentration may deepen. Your creativity may return. Your sense of humor may become easier. Your curiosity may awaken. You may begin to ask not only, how do I get through this, but also, what do I want to create? This question marks an important shift. Survival asks what must be avoided. Living asks what can be built. Survival narrows. Living begins to widen. You do not move from one to the other in a single step. There may be days when survival still takes the lead. There may be circumstances in which protection is necessary. Honor reality. Do not use inner work to deny practical difficulty. At the same time, remain alert to moments when more than survival is available. A safe conversation, a quiet hour, a chance to learn, a choice that reflects your values, a small pleasure that does not need to be earned. These moments are openings. Enter them. Let them count. The old pattern may tell you they are too small, but the chamber was formed through small accumulation, point by point, layer by layer. What you repeat becomes architecture. If you repeat self-dismissal, it becomes a wall. If you repeat return, it becomes a doorway. If you repeat comparison, it becomes a narrow window. If you repeat appreciation, it becomes another angle through which the violet can be seen. Choose the architecture carefully. You will not choose perfectly. No one does. The goal is not perfect control. The goal is a growing ability to recognize what you are building. When you recognize that a thought creates constriction, you can stop feeding it. When you recognize that a habit keeps the charm bare dark, you can adjust the angle. When you recognize that a relationship requires you to deny your interior, you can reconsider its place. You are permitted to redesign your closeness. Not every person needs access to every part of you. Some can meet you at the surface. Some can be welcomed near the opening. A few may be trusted within the chamber. Access is not an automatic right. It is shaped by behavior. Those who respond to your vulnerability with care may be invited closer. Those who use it against you may be held at a distance. Those who listen only to reply may not be given the most delicate truths. Those who respect your limits show that they can be present without requiring you to disappear. Discernment protects the glow. It prevents openness from becoming exposure without care. You may have confused privacy with dishonesty. They are not the same. Dishonesty hides truth in order to manipulate reality. Privacy gives truth the conditions it needs to mature. You can keep a new goal private while you build confidence. You can protect a healing process from unnecessary opinion. You can wait before discussing a decision that still needs your own attention. You can choose who receives the deeper story. The chamber does not face every direction at once. Its opening has shape. Your life can have shape too. Shape makes expression possible. A river needs banks to move with strength. A voice needs breath to carry. A crystal needs structure to hold its reflection. You need limits that make your giving honest. Without limits, your yes may become resentful. Without limits, your care may become depleted. Without limits, your availability may become a substitute for mutual relationship. A limit does not reduce love. It clarifies what love can truly offer. You can say, "I care, and I cannot continue this conversation tonight." You can say, "I want to help, and I do not have the capacity to take responsibility for this." You can say, "I understand your disappointment, and my decision remains." You can say, "I need a different way of being spoken to." You can say, "I am not available for this pattern anymore." The voice may tremble. The truth remains. A trembling truth is still truth. A quiet boundary is still a boundary. A slow opening is still an opening. You do not need to perform certainty to respect what you know. The chamber is not made less beautiful because some points are fragile. Fragility deserves care. It does not deserve contempt. The new part of you may be fragile because it has not been practiced long. Your emerging confidence may need repetition. Your openness may need supportive evidence. Your hope may need freedom from cynical voices. Your new standard may need distance from those who benefited from the old one. Protect what is becoming. Do not confuse protection with fear. Fear says, hide forever. Protection says, grow where you can be nourished. There may be a goal, relationship, or possibility you feel ready to welcome. You do not need to name it publicly, but you can name it within the chamber. Hold it with both honesty and openness. Do not turn it into a demand. Do not use it to measure your worth. Let it be an invitation. If you feel moved, leave a single sparkle emoji in the comments and name what you are ready to invite into your life. Not as a guarantee, not as a performance, as a simple act of acknowledgement. A moment in which a hidden desire is given respectful language, then return inward. The deeper work is not the public symbol. It is the relationship you continue building with what you have named. If you invite peace, consider what keeps peace from entering your schedule. If you invite healthier connection, consider what behavior you will no longer explain away. If you invite opportunity, consider what skill, application, question, or practical preparation belongs to you. If you invite confidence, consider which promise you will keep. If you invite renewal, consider what must be released from constant repetition. Invitation and participation belong together. You are not controlling the future. You are preparing yourself to meet it with greater truth. The chamber does not command the world outside the stone. It becomes ready to reflect what reaches it. You also become ready through practice, ready to recognize, ready to respond, ready to receive without self-erasure, ready to decline without self-hatred, ready to adapt without abandoning your center. This readiness may appear in ordinary situations. A person offers help, and you say thank you instead of insisting you need nothing. An opportunity appears, and you examine it instead of rejecting it automatically. A conflict begins, and you remain near your breath before speaking. A familiar fear rises, and you ask for facts. A day becomes difficult, and you refuse to call your whole life a failure. These are signs that the inner condition is changing. Not because discomfort has disappeared, because discomfort no longer decides everything. You can carry unease while remaining connected to your values. You can feel fear and still move carefully. You can feel sadness and still care for the body. You can feel uncertainty and still ask the next useful question. This is grounded strength. It does not require emotional perfection. It requires return. Return to the chamber. Return to the breath. Return to the truth that the surface is incomplete. Return to what your body is communicating. Return to the next choice that respects the whole of you. Each return reduces the time spent lost in old static. At first, you may remember after several days, then after several hours, then during the pattern itself. Eventually, a pause may appear before the old response takes over. That pause is a new facet. Honor it. Do not say, I should have known sooner. Say, I returned. Do not say, I ruined everything. Say, I can respond from here. Do not say, I am back at the beginning. Say, I recognize the road. Recognition is evidence of change. The person at the beginning did not yet see what you see. You carry awareness now. Even when you repeat something old, you repeat it with a growing witness. The witness changes the pattern. It makes choice possible. You can look at the stone and know that gray is not emptiness. You can look at a quiet season and know that quiet is not failure. You can look at uncertainty and know that uncertainty is not a final answer. You can look at yourself and know that what is visible today is not the full measure of what is forming. This does not ask you to live in fantasy. It asks you to leave room for reality to become larger than fear predicted. Fear often believes it has studied every outcome. It has not. It studies pain because pain feels urgent. It remembers what went wrong because memory was trying to protect you. It may overlook what went right, what improved, what you learned, and what has not happened yet. You can respect fear's intention without accepting its limited report. Say, thank you for trying to prepare me. Then ask, what else is true? Something else is always present. You are afraid, and you have handled difficult moments before. You are uncertain, and information can be gathered. You are disappointed, and another direction may still exist. You are tired, and care can be chosen. You are grieving, and moments of warmth can return without dishonoring what was lost. You are not required to choose the darkest truth as the only truth. The chamber holds more than one facet. Turn it. Look again. There may be a part that reflects courage, a part that reflects humor, a part that remembers how to begin, a part that still responds to beauty, a part that has not stopped imagining. These parts may be quiet. Quiet is not absence. Some of the most important things within you do not shout. Your conscience may speak quietly. Your real preference may speak quietly. Your tiredness may begin quietly. Your desire may first appear as a small ache. Listen before the whisper becomes a crisis. You do not need to wait for complete depletion to rest. You do not need to wait for resentment to set a limit. You do not need to wait for despair to seek help. You do not need to wait for a relationship to collapse before naming what is missing. Early care is still care. Small response is still response. The geode's line can be studied before the stone splits apart. You can learn from subtle signs. A headache after certain conversations. A tight chest before agreeing. A sense of relief when plans are canceled. A repeated desire to avoid a place. a burst of clarity when you are alone. These signs are information. They are not always final instructions, but they deserve examination. You can ask, what is my body responding to? You can ask, what belief becomes active here? You can ask, what do I need in order to remain in whole? These questions bring the body and inner wisdom into the same conversation. Your body is not an obstacle to spiritual growth. It is the place where your life is being lived. It tells you when the pace is too fast. It tells you when the environment feels unsafe. It tells you when a boundary has been crossed. It also tells you when something supportive is present. The breath deepens, the jaw releases, the stomach settles, the shoulders lower. You feel more like yourself. Learn this language. Let the body become a trustworthy doorway. You do not need to assign mystical meaning to every sensation. Sometimes tiredness means you need sleep. Sometimes tension means you need movement. Sometimes sadness means something mattered. Sometimes worry means you need information or support. Grounded attention keeps the chamber from becoming a place of fantasy. It makes the glow useful. You bring it into decisions. You bring it into care. You bring it into the way you structure your days. A better life is not only a feeling, it is also a collection of choices that make greater steadiness possible. Meals, sleep, movement, work, money, conversation, boundaries, professional care when needed, time away from noise, time near what restores you. These ordinary forms are the outer stone supporting the inner chamber. The practical and the luminous belong together. Your life does not become less meaningful because it requires practical attention. Paying a bill can be an act of self-respect. Making an appointment can be an act of hope. Cleaning a room can change the atmosphere your body enters. Learning a skill can increase choice. Ending a harmful pattern can protect what is tender. The chamber is not separate from daily life. It is expressed through daily life. Every ordinary act can say, "What is within me is worth supporting. Let this message reach the places that still believe care must be earned." You do not need to become exhausted before you deserve rest. You do not need to become desperate before you deserve support. You do not need to become perfect before you deserve respect. You do not need to prove your pain before you deserve compassion. Worth is not a reward at the end of improvement. Worth is the reason improvement can be approached with care. You protect the chamber because it is valuable now, not because it may become valuable later. You tend to your life because your life is occurring now, not only after the goal, not only after approval, not only after every problem has been solved. Now. This breath belongs to your life. This pause belongs. This small recognition belongs. Let the body hear that it does not have to wait for a future version of you before receiving kindness. Let the forehead become less responsible for solving everything. Let the eyes stop searching the distance for proof. Let the tongue rest from explanations. Let the throat hold no sentence that must be forced tonight. Let the shoulders remember that not Eve. Reburden belongs there. Let the hands be empty for a moment. The inner opening remains even when you are doing nothing. You do not maintain your worth through constant activity. The crystal does not stop existing when no one is looking. The chamber does not disappear when it is dark. You remain. There is something peaceful in this. You can stop performing your existence. You can rest inside it. For a little while, there is nowhere else you need to appear. No role needs to be perfected. No future needs to be guaranteed. No past needs to be rewritten before you can soften. The stone can rest open. The glow can remain quiet. The chamber can hold what you have discovered without asking for more. Begin now to let the brightness lower from sharp brilliance into warmth. Not disappearing, becoming easier to rest beside. The violet points no longer need to flash. They can hold a steady, softened glow, a glow that does not demand attention, a glow that stays. Your own awareness can become like this, less urgent, less watchful, still present, still capable, still connected to what is true. The day may continue outside this moment. Sounds may remain. Thoughts may pass. Nothing has to become completely silent. You are lowering the intensity, not fighting reality. A warm chamber can exist within an ordinary room. A steady breath can exist within an unfinished life. A softer state can exist beside unanswered questions. Let this be enough for now. The outer surface is supported. The inner points are warm. The opening is safe. You do not need to widen it any further tonight. You can remain exactly here, held between structure and softness, between what you have survived and what you are becoming, between the gray that protected you and the purple that was never lost. The whole stone belongs. The whole history belongs. The whole becoming belongs. And now, little by little, the body can begin to dim toward rest. The body can begin to dim toward rest without losing what has been revealed. The chamber does not close. Its brightness changes. What was clear and vivid becomes softer, warmer, and easier to carry. The violet no longer reaches outward as a sharp flash. It settles into the stone. It becomes part of the whole form again. This is how insight becomes usable. It stops being only a moment of recognition. It becomes a quieter way of standing, a slower way of answering, a more honest way of choosing. You do not need to keep thinking about every word you have heard. The deeper mind can receive what is helpful and leave what is not. You can carry the meaning without carrying the effort of remembering every sentence. The chamber knows what belongs. The stone knows how to hold it. Your body knows how to return towards steadiness when it is given enough time, care, and support. Let the forehead lose some of its effort now. It has searched, planned, remembered, compared, and tried to solve what may not be solvable in one day. It does not need to continue carrying every question. The forehead softens into a warm violet glow. Let the space around the eyes grow less watchful. The eyes have moved through faces, screens, rooms, and countless details. They do not need to keep looking for what might happen next. The eyes rest inside a quiet violet glow. Let the muscles around the temples release their grip. They have held concentration long enough. The temples loosen into a steady violet glow. Let the jaw become free from every answer that was never spoken. There is no conversation to win here. There is no explanation to prepare. The jaw opens into a softer violet glow. Let the tongue rest. It does not need to rehearse a defense. It does not need to form the perfect sentence. The tongue settles inside a calm violet glow. Let the throat become spacious. Every truth does not have to be expressed tonight, but no truth needs to be denied within you. The throat clears into a warm violet glow. Let the back of the neck loosen. It has turned toward many demands. It can return to center. The neck releases into a quiet violet glow. Let the shoulders lower from the role of carrying everything. Some responsibilities are yours, some are shared, some were never yours at all. The shoulders descend into a gentle violet glow. Let the upper arms grow heavy. They do not need to hold the world away. They do not need to pull every possibility closer. The upper arms soften into a warm violet glow. Let the elbows become loose. There is nothing to brace against. The elbows rest inside a quiet violet glow. Let the forearms release the effort of constant doing. The work of this moment is receiving rest. The forearms dim into a steady violet glow. Let the wrists become easy. They have carried movement, pressure, repetition, and control. The wrists loosen into a soft violet glow. Let the hands become empty. They do not need to hold the past. They do not need to grip the future. The hands open into a warm violet glow. Let each finger become still. No message must be answered now. No task must be completed in this breath. The fingers rest inside a quiet violet glow. Let the chest receive more room. You do not need to force a deep breath. Let the breath choose its own honest size. The chest softens into a steady violet glow. Let the space around the heart become less guarded. Protection can remain wise without remaining rigid. The heart rests inside a warm violet glow. Let the ribs move without hurry, receiving, making room, receiving, making room. The ribs settle into a quiet violet glow. Break time 2.0s. Let the upper back release the weight of being dependable every moment. You are permitted to be supported too. The upper back loosens into a soft violet glow. Let the middle back become warm. It does not need to hold yesterday upright. The middle back rests inside a steady violet glow. Let the lower back soften into the support beneath you. You do not have to hold yourself alone. The lower back releases into a warm violet glow. Let the stomach become free from every future it has tried to predict. Uncertainty can be met one moment at a time. The stomach settles into a quiet violet glow. Let the lower belly become spacious. There is no need to tighten around what has not happened. The lower belly softens into a steady violet glow. Let the hips become heavy and supported. They have carried you through change, waiting, work, and return. The hips rest inside a warm violet glow. Let the thighs release their readiness to move. There is nowhere you must rush toward. The thighs dim into a quiet violet glow. Let the knees loosen. They do not need to remain prepared for every turn. The knees soften into a steady violet glow. Let the calves become quiet. They have carried enough distance for now. The calves rest inside a warm violet glow. Let the ankles release. The path can wait. The ankles settle into a quiet violet glow. Let the feet feel the simple truth of support. You are here. The feet rest inside a steady violet glow. Let the whole body become the open stone. The outer form remains strong. The inner chamber remains warm. Nothing needs to be displayed. Nothing needs to be proven. There is only the quiet knowledge that the ordinary surface was never the complete story. The glow travels through the chamber without urgency. It reaches every point without forcing any point to shine more brightly than it can. Some parts of you feel ready. Some are still learning. Some remain protected. All are included. No part has to be rejected for the whole to become more open. The chamber can hold doubt without becoming doubt. It can hold sadness without becoming sadness. It can hold hope without turning hope into pressure. It can hold possibility without demanding certainty. This is a steadier kind of openness. You remain rooted in what is real. You remain willing to meet what is new. The world outside may still contain unanswered questions. The room may still contain ordinary sounds. Your life may still contain work that must be done. The glow does not remove reality. It changes the place from which you meet it. You can meet the next day from a little more space. You can meet a conversation without carrying every previous conversation into it. You see and meet an opportunity without demanding that it repair the whole past. You can meet yourself without beginning with criticism. This is enough. One different meeting can become one different response. One different response can become a new pattern. The chamber does not need to direct the whole future now. It needs only to remain available. Let the following words fall through the inner space one by one. There is no need to force belief. Let each line become a small point of violet within the stone. I am safe within myself. I honor what I feel. I listen before I react. I choose with greater care. I welcome honest clarity. I trust steady evidence. I release borrowed pressure. I return to my center. I value my inner life. I protect what is tender. I remain open and discerning. I can receive without disappearing. I can rest without guilt. I can pause without fear. I can speak with honesty. I can move at my pace. I can learn another way. I can choose supportive conditions. I can begin from here. I let kind moments count. I let progress remain visible. I welcome practical support. I welcome respectful connection. I welcome useful opportunities. I welcome a steadier life. I recognize what nourishes me. I step away from depletion. I trust my careful no. I trust my honest yes. I keep promises to myself. I make room for possibility. I meet change with wisdom. I meet uncertainty with breath. I meet myself with respect. I am more than appearances. I am more than delay. I am more than fear. I am still becoming. I am quietly opening. I am deeply rooted. I am wisely receptive. I am worthy now. I am supported. I am present. I am willing. I am ready. I receive peace. I receive clarity. I receive support. I receive possibility. I choose truth. I choose steadiness. I choose openness. I choose life. More within me. Safe to open. Ready to receive. Steady and clear. Open and whole. Quietly becoming. Violet within. The words can become quieter now. They do not need to continue as full sentences. Their meaning has already entered the chamber. You can let the mind stop reaching. You can let the body keep only the warmth. The outer stone remains grounded in the life you are living. The inner crystal remains connected to the possibilities you have not yet met. You do not need to chase those possibilities. You can prepare to recognize them. You do not need to become brighter for the approval of others. You can become more truthful for your own wholeness. You do not need to open every hidden part at once. You can trust the pace of careful discovery. Tomorrow or later today, you may return to familiar responsibilities. The difference may be almost invisible. A breath before answering. A pause before agreeing. A kinder thought after a mistake. A moment when you receive appreciation instead of rejecting it. A decision to protect one small part of your time. Do not dismiss these moments. They are how the inner chamber reaches the surface. The better life you seek may begin through changes too quiet for anyone else to recognize. You may stop arguing with your need for rest. You may take one desire seriously. You may become less available to confusion. You may become more available to consistency. You may no longer feel compelled to chase what keeps moving away. You may begin to value what stays, communicates, respects, and supports. This is not a dramatic transformation. It is a deep correction. The inner and outer life begin to tell the same story. Your words say that you matter. Your choices begin to agree. Your body asks for care. Your schedule begins to answer. Your voice speaks a truth. Your boundary protects it. This agreement reduces static. It creates a clearer signal. You become easier for yourself to recognize. The chamber is no longer only a hidden place visited during quiet reflection. It becomes the foundation beneath ordinary decisions. The crystal does not need to be held up to every source of brightness. It carries its own structure into each new angle. You can carry your own structure too. Your values, your limits, your self-respect, your willingness, your ability to return, these travel with you. No room can permanently remove them. No opinion can define their worth. No difficult hour can erase what has formed. There may be times when you forget. Forgetting is not losing. You can return. You can look beneath the surface again. You can remember the gray sea, tone opening. You can remember the violet chamber. You can remember that what appeared ordinary was carrying something luminous all along. Let one final vow rise from that image. I carry my crystal truth into life. Your light remembers the way. The glow within you travels quietly into everything ahead.